So I think the question comes down to, do I have a favorite? The answer is yes. Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching. In today's video, I am going to be doing a comparison with the two Louis Vuitton bum bags that I do own in my collection. That is the Louis Vuitton mini bum bag and the Louis Vuitton high rise. This one, it doesn't have bum bag in the name, but that's essentially what it is too. So I'm just doing a comparison just because they're both bum bags. At least that's how I feel. Again, it doesn't have it in the name, but it's kind of the vibe that it gives. If you're interested to see my thoughts, then do stay tuned. But if you are new, welcome. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. And let's start off with some of the specs on these two bags. This is going to be the mini bum bag with everything that it comes with. That is the bum bag itself with the chain and also the leather strap. And just for reference, it is empty. So ounces is 12.45. In kilograms, it is 0.349. Grams, it is 350. In pounds is 0.77. I have now removed the chain and it's just the bum bag with the leather strap. In ounces, it is 8.7. In kilograms, it is 0.246. In grams, it is 246. In pounds, it is 0.542. Now I'm going to swap the straps. The mini bum bag with just a gold chain inside, it is 10.7 ounces, 0.303 kilograms, 304 grams, 0.66 pounds. Okay, so now with the high rise, I'm just going to show you that it is empty. So I don't think this is perfect just because it is larger than my scale, so it's potentially not taking in the entire weight of the bag. But let me see if I can I fold it? No, it's gonna be. Okay, so we're just gonna work with that. So in pounds, it is 0.534. In ounces, it is 8.55. In kilograms, it is 0.242. In grams, it is 243. For the high rise, I'm only going to show you these weights as it comes because it doesn't come with another strap option by itself the way the mini bum bag does. It comes with the two. So for this one, I'm just going to show you the weight as is. I'm not even going to remove the luggage tag from the high rise because I feel that if you do get the high rise, you're probably going to keep it as is and you won't so much interchange the luggage tag. And plus it's not like pounds, you know, it's very lightweight, so just as is. And then again, because it is wider than my actual scale, while it's not exact weight, it is pretty close to what you're going to get for just the high rise. Okay, so now let's do measurement comparisons, and for this I'm just going to go ahead and remove my guitar strap from my high rise just to take measurements of the actual bag and compare it to the mini bum bag. As far as the straps are concerned, I'm not even going to measure these out because they're all different and unique. You might have alternatives already in your collection that you can interchange with these two bags, or whichever one it is that you are probably contemplating on. I mean, I can't measure this and see how it would look with the high rise because, you know, the leather itself is different. I don't think that you would use it that way. And then same with this. The leather on the actual guitar strap is so different than the mini bum bag vachetta right there, so it wouldn't pair too well. The only thing would be is the gold chain can go with both, but then again, if you do get that one, you're not gonna have a gold chain to pair it with unless you already have a bag that has the gold chain or you buy it in the pre-owned market by itself. So I'm just going to skip out on measuring the straps. The actual bags themselves, it's gonna look very funny because obviously this bag is so much smaller in size, like actual physical size compared to this one, but I'm gonna measure it in ways because this whole body is pretty much the whole body compartment of your actual bum bag here, because right here on the edges, this is going to be against your body and you're probably not really going to be able to fit too much on these edges anyways. So let's go ahead and do just basic measurements. I'm actually going to use this tape measure in inches. It is about 7 inches long. Centimeters is about 19 centimeters. So I already did do a video comparing the mini bum bag to my Lululemon belt bag, and in there I do have measurements and also weights. So if you do want another perspective, there's that video too. Okay, so doing the whole length of the high rise now. In this, I'm gonna do the base. So the base itself is 9 inches. Again, over here it was about 7. At the longest, it is about 15 inches. And then centimeters, okay, maybe 24 centimeters. And then again, this one was about 18 or 19 centimeters. The actual height, it's tricky because both of these do have an angle. You see? So I'm just gonna do this height right here, 5 inches, and over here, about 7.5. About 7 actually, I would say. Okay, so now your entry point to the bag. So in centimeters, it is about 14 centimeters. The height of the high rise is about 16 centimeters, so not too much indifferent. Okay, so now let's do the actual opening of the bag. So this is about 3 inches, and in centimeters, about 7 centimeters. This one seems to be about the same, to be honest. I never really paid attention to it side by side with this one, but it's about the same. It is about 3 inches. And over here, it's about the same. And actually, that might be like your own gap itself. So it might vary, okay? I just really thought about that, and it might just be like my distance, right? So now let me do the back pocket. Okay, so this back pocket, for some reason, I feel like I can open it much wider. So yeah, close to 4 inches right here. And then about 9 centimeters. And then this actual pocket itself, the opening of this zipper, just in case you are wondering, the opening of this zipper is about 9 inches or 23 centimeters. And that's pretty much all the measurements I can give you here, just because it's a different pocket, right? So let's go ahead and do the front pocket right here, just because it also is a zipper pocket that the mini bum bag features. Okay, so this one itself, it doesn't have a lot of give, but I find that this spacing right here is enough to access whatever is in there. So this is about 1 inch of opening, and then in centimeters it's about 3 centimeters. And then of course the actual length of this is going to be significantly less, and it actually looks to be about half of the opening that the zipper pocket on the high rise is. So that's about 4 inches and then about 10 centimeters. So whatever it is that you have about that much space. And then of course the zipper is here, but there is space back there, just a micro section of spacing right under the zipper right there. So I brought out an array of items that I'm going to try to fit them in the mini bum bag first, and then see how well they fit here, and if I have more capacity here, just because obviously it's much bigger in physical size compared to the mini bum bag. I'm gonna see if I can fit anything more. So I'm gonna start off with the mini bum bag, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pack it as if I'm going traveling, right? So this is such a cutesy bag to travel with that we're gonna pretend like we are traveling somewhere. So I have my passport holder, and as you can see, it does have the booklet inside, so I'm gonna stick that back in there. And for my cell phone, I do have the iPhone 14 Pro, and I did take off the case just because this is plastic and that's like vinyl, so it's going to grab in there and you're not going to be able to maneuver it quite comfortably. So putting it in there, it fits. And this is my camera. It's my second camera, I guess you can say, because I am using my camera here. So I'm gonna put this in here, and it does fit, but you see this, the way it slants? Well, the passport holder needs to slant as well. So I'm going to put this in here. Okay. So it does fit, and it will close. Well, will it close? Because of the way the mini bum bag is structured, it's a little bit hard to be able to get all the capacity because, you know, there's a gap right here. So it definitely fits. And of course, I can take out the camera and I can take out the passport from the actual passport holder. Like, it doesn't need to be there, especially because this bag in particular is so small to where if I open the bum bag, the passport is not going to come flying out. You know, it's so small. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip the passport upside down, and it's actually getting caught with my cell phone. Okay, I mean, it does fit. It's just the material of my actual passport holder. It's like sticky. Anyway, so it's in there, and there's a little bit of space right here on the side. I'm just gonna put a lipstick on the side, and this is just a regular size MAC bullet lipstick right in here. And actually, I'm gonna flip it, put it in there. So this is just like a gentle tap rather than like a shove, but also too, because it's like so slim, it fits in there too, right? Like, you're gonna be able to close. But if you also want to have like your sunglasses, they will also fit in here. What I'm gonna do, actually, just because of like this and it's catching onto the screen of my actual cell phone, I'm just going to take the passport book from the actual holder. Okay, so here is the book, and I'm just going to put it in here, and it's like so much easier. There that is, right back in there. It does have an additional space in the back where you can put something in there. I'm just going to grab my key clay and put it back there. And this is my wallet, so I have my car key in there. You can probably see it, and also my debit card and driver's license, so it fits in there perfectly. And we're gonna put our sunglasses at the top, and that's the mini bum bag. There is plenty of space in the side, right here, right there, and then also on the top, obviously, so you can put, like, you know, your lip gloss, your lipstick. It fits comfortably. Like, I didn't have to move it, but of course you can turn it. Or if you want like your AirPods, let's see if that is enough space. So it's actually not, but your AirPods do fit in here, so let's do that instead. So there are the AirPods. Move that off to the side, and let's try to put the lipstick right here next to the AirPod. So it does fit. We're gonna go ahead and close this front compartment so it has AirPods and the MAC lipstick, and I'm just gonna keep the lip gloss there. Like, it's not actually, it fits there comfortably, so I guess we can do it like that. But you do have a little bit of space. Now the actual sunglasses, if you have a smaller frame sunglasses, and they will fit much better, but these, I kind of have to push them down so that the zipper can close comfortably, and then it's going to be scratching the actual lens. And yes, I can be using a sleeve, but these particular sunglasses came like in a hard case shell, so that obviously doesn't fit in here. So I'm going to put those off to the side, and we're just going to wear them, put them on our head, stick them in our shirt or something. So again, this is what I have. I have the key clay back there, the passport, iPhone 14 Pro, a camera case with a camera inside. So actually, if I take out the camera, it's gonna give me a little bit of more room. And then I also do have a lip gloss right here on the side. Okay, so here is what the mini bum bag looks like. I mean, there's a little bit of a hollow space right here, and then over here it's a little bit more snug, but there's still some right there. And then at the top, obviously this happens. And I will say that this right here, I have noticed that it goes in just like this, and that could be one or two reasons. One, because I kind of use this as like an armrest, and two, because of this hollow space right at the top, it's like a little cavity, so it just naturally sinks in. But if you do have it more filled, or if you have all the items reversed, like the key holder and then the passport holder here instead of all the way to the back, then in that case it might be a little bit more controllable. But just something to note, it will kind of dip in. Here is the mini bum bag. Okay, so now I'm just going to transfer everything I have right in here into the high rise. And then if I do have extra space, I'm just going to see if I can fit any of the other stuff, just using whatever's in here. Here are all the items that were in the mini bum bag. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting them in, and we're going to start with the passport. So the passport, because it is very sensitive, I am going to put it in the back pocket right here. Now, I am a little bit iffy about this back pocket because it's a quick access for your cell phone, but yet at the same time, this is so sensitive that you don't really want it to fall or slip. But I'm putting it back here, and actually I can kind of stand it up and push it all the way to the edge, and maybe that would help it not fall a little bit more. But there's that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put this cell phone also in this back pocket. So there's that. I'm gonna keep it at that. There's a little bit of more space in the back pocket, but if this is filled, it's gonna limit the space over here as well. And I for sure know that I do want my cell phone in the back because it's just easy access. Okay, so now going into the main compartments, even though this is physically larger compared to the mini bum bag, when you open it, the bulk of where you're going to put your things is right here, which is essentially the same thing, right? Okay. Anyways, so I have my camera. I'm gonna tuck that in there. And then I also did use my key clay, so I'm gonna put that off to the side. My lip gloss, put it in there. My AirPods, those in that corner right there. And then I also did put MAC lipstick in the mini bum bag in this front pocket. So I'm gonna put this in here, just next to the lip gloss. And just so you can see, it does fit everything that the mini bum bag did have. So I have it all in here. And it actually does fit. So for me, all of these items essentially would be just fine, because if you put anything more, it's going to impact the spacing over here. But this top, because it's like this, I'm gonna stick my sunglasses up at the top. So here are my sunnies, and there they go. Fits in there just fine. Really and truly, they fit about the same. The way you configure your bag is going to be different, right? Like, you're not going to carry a camera every day in here. You're also not going to carry your passport every day in here. And same with the high rise. So I'm going to take the camera out. Okay, so here's the camera, and that actually frees up a ton of space in here. Like, you see, it's pretty much, you know, like a cosmetic case. I'm gonna take my 6-ring key holder and just put it in there. And then I have my compact mirror, so I'm gonna put that in there. And there is the items. These items also do fit in there, even if you take this out. Actually, I will show you in a little bit. But the difference is that everything is just in here, which too, you can see everything all at a glance and not anything that's hiding underneath or on the side compared to over here. But at the same time too, if you lean over, these things might fall, but don't be alarmed, because this is such a high spacing right here. My AirPods are not going to come flying if I do this. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little bit ways for that to jump out, and then too, this is in the way and these other things are in the way too. So I say that because whenever I first got the bum bag, I thought that same thing. Like, I didn't want to put my AirPods in there because I didn't want to lose them. But you really don't. You're not going to open this like this. You know what I mean? Like, you're always going to open it at a comfortable angle to where things are not going to come out. So because of that, you're totally okay. So I'm going to try to put all of this in this mini bum bag just to kind of show you, because of course I did remove my camera. So let me do that now really quickly. Okay, so I had to go charge my camera, but all I did was I just put my case back on my phone and everything else is in there. The AirPods, the 6 key holder, the iPhone 14 Pro, a lip gloss, a lipstick, and a key pouch right up in here. And then right here I do have my Chanel compact mirror right there. Essentially, in my mind at least, these two items fit about the same capacity. So the mini bum bag and the high rise, they're pretty much the same. It's just the size, the physical size of it can be a little bit deceiving. But as you saw, the capacity, in my opinion, it's about the same. Now I'm gonna do some mod shots and then wrap up. So I am going to model the high rise, and just so you know, it's not empty. All it has inside is the camera case in there. So just to kind of give you an idea of what it would look like whenever there's things in it, as opposed to just a flat kind of empty bag, right? One thing I did want to mention is that I like to wear denim a lot, and so far, even though this is a light strap, I don't have any color transfer of any kind. There you go. Now I'm going to show you the mini bum bag. I will say, having the mini bum bag as a shoulder bag using the leather, it does fall off the shoulder a little bit easier than the high rise does. So just something to know, it's still very much controllable at the same time. So with the mini bum bag, I can actually wear it as a fanny pack, whereas with the high rise, I can't because the shortest setting on the jacquard strap plus the length of the actual bag is too big for my waist. So that's why I didn't show it to you, but I am going to show you this as a fanny pack. Using the mini bum bag as a fanny pack looks super cute if you're wearing a dress. I will say it does look a little bit funny, like with what I'm wearing today in particular, but if I was wearing like shorts and just like a casual tee, it looks much better than just wearing it with jeans. Actually, whenever I did unboxes, I was wearing shorts, so I'm gonna link that video down below in case you want to see mod shots with a different outfit. Now, because the mini bum bag does come with different chain options, I'm gonna show you with the gold chain. If I had to debate on which one I like better as a shoulder bag, I would definitely say the mini bum bag and I like it better with the gold chain rather than with the leather option. But that's just a bonus because it comes with this chain. Technically speaking, Louis Vuitton could have just offered the leather strap, not even the gold chain on itself. Another thing, this bag altogether, it's a little bit heavier to wear than the actual high rise. The high rise, it's so much lighter, and I think not only the gold chain but also the microfiber lining that the mini bum bag has, whereas this one, the high rise, has a textile interior lining, which is generally just lighter than microfiber. And right here, this hardware right here, it is a little bit hefty, but still it doesn't compare with the amount of hardware that this particular bag carries, and it is much heavier for that aspect too. Look wise, I think the mini bum bag gives you a whole lot more versatility, again because of the 2 chain options that this bag automatically comes with. It's also a little bit more cutesy too because of the size, you know, just because it's tiny or mini, it's like, oh, it's so cute, you know what I mean? Whereas this one is a little bit bigger, and this one is a whole lot sportier. It doesn't give the same vibe that the mini bum bag does provide. This one is really like your on the go style, especially with the strap that it does come with. It gives you that vibe like straight right out the bat. This one, I love this back pocket. I kind of wish that the mini bum bag had like a slip pocket or something, just because it's so convenient to get like your phone in and out, something you're always going to reach out for. Or if you are like in the fence and you're still not wanting to lose any kind of items, kind of like your wallet, you can slip that in here. And also too, just so you know, cash does fit in here just nicely. $2 bills here. If you want to use this back pocket as your wallet, you can, because the bills will fit in there. The only thing I would say is if you're gonna have loose change in here, just try to be mindful of not letting the chain actually rest inside your bag, because this is a light interior and it can, you know, get all that residue and that ickiness that the nickel and the copper of your coins do have. Just, you know, kind of be mindful with that. But so far, even though this is a light interior, I haven't had any spills or any kind of color transfer or anything like that. And I mean, like you saw, I don't have an organizer with this one. I probably should look into it just because of the tone. They keep saying it's like comparable to the Discovery size. I actually don't have the Discovery. Obviously, these are the only 2 bum bags that I do have. So I'm kind of like hesitant to order it, because what if it doesn't fit, and like to return it, you know, unless it's like from Amazon where I can return it easily. I obviously don't have any organizers in any of my bags. If you do have the high rise and you have an organizer for it, let me know what you think. Also to, where did you get it from? Like, does it fit perfect or is it just a little bit off, you know? So let me know on that. As you see right here, it kind of does form that same shape that the mini bum bag has. So right here, you see? Let me go ahead and take out what I have in here. For storage, these 2 bags are so easy to store. One, this is so tiny, like you can just slip it in the dust bag and in literally any corner in your closet or in your shelf or wherever. It doesn't take too much room. This one too, even though it's longer, it's very slim and it pairs down quite nicely. And in this, it folds in the bag so easily, so storing this particular bag is not a big of a deal. The luggage tag on the high rise, I just keep it on. I don't even fuss with it. I feel like if I take it off, like obviously the actual leather on the handbag is very crisp, very new still, that I don't want to mess with the patina, even though I know it's going to be like a few more months before it even starts turning some kind of shade. Also too, no apple guard on this one, no apple guard on my mini bum bag either. This one does have the advantage that it does already come pre-age, so that's why I didn't even bother with apple guard. And then you can see the 2 different tones of vachetta aging, and quite honestly, I love the way it looks on this bag. So I think it's gonna look beautiful whenever this vachetta is like this tone, especially against that monogram. I think it's gonna look really nice. Out of the 2 bags, I honestly get more looks, or people wonder more about the mini bum bag versus the high rise. I think with the high rise is that it's still new, that not a lot of people know that one, Louis Vuitton came out with another bum bag that looks really similar to the original. So for that fact, I think people kind of just glance at it. They do a double take, but not because they're interested in the bag, but more so like, oh, is it fake? That kind of situation. Whereas this one is so unique. It's a little bit of a showstopper, and I honestly do think it's because of the chain too. Whenever I do wear this, I do wear them together, like the leather strap and the chain. I usually just wear this as over the body, like a crossbody sort of situation. And this one pretty much the same. I do use it as a shoulder too. This one's very comfortable as a shoulder, a little bit more than this one is, and this one does stay put just a little bit more than this one on the shoulder. In the modeling shots, I kind of showed how I use this as an armrest, and I did talk about that whenever I did my Lululemon versus mini bum bag video. And this one is so slim right at the top to where I do not find myself using it as an armrest at all. Like, it doesn't protrude as much, but now looking at them, I mean, it's about the same. Honestly, I think this is still slimmer, but for some reason it doesn't grab my attention, you know, to have this as an armrest like this, you know. Like, I'm pretty good about keeping my hands to my side, or, you know, maneuvering around without having to use this as a shelf. You know, this bag is so soft and it molds to your body, whereas this, if you want to compare it, this one is very much like a structured box, kind of. Would have imagined that I would be a fan of, but I actually do reach for the mini bum bag way more than I do for this one. I think part of it is to the leather, how this one's already pre-aged and this one has a long life to live before it even gets to this kind of tone, and I think that has a lot to do with it. And then to just the flexibility that I can use this or this at any given time. I can tuck in this inside of the bag if I do want to swap to just the gold chain. So you have an easier way to transport this bag from simple and sporty to classy and elevated. Like, I've worn this to church without the leather this leather strap, of course, and it looks cute. It looks like a little night bag, you know. And the hardware too, it's so shiny, and I think that contributes to the element of being a little cutesy of a bag. But this one is so light and so comfortable, so it's kind of a toss-up, you know. There's a time and place, I feel, for, well, actually not really. You can wear any bag at any time that you so want to. It's really up to you. There's no actual rule to follow, so whatever you're comfortable with, essentially. But I do find myself reaching for the mini bum bag way more than the high rise. Whenever I did the unboxing for the high rise, some of the comments were saying that you know, either people already had the original bum bag and it didn't really make sense for them to buy this one, or they were saying that they just prefer the bigger, the original bum bag, because it's a little bit bigger, and the actual, like right here, it allowed you to store away more than this one does. Obviously, I unfortunately don't have that one to be able to do a comparison of the three, or just these two side by side. Just by photos from the actual Louis Vuitton website, I can kind of see what they mean. So if you do already have a monogram bum bag like the original one that was discontinued in 2022, I think that it might not be worth you looking into this one unless yours is patina and you want to kind of start all over and do it with a whole different bag, you know, because that one does have like vachetta even on the strap. And you know, if you do have the jacquard strap in other different colors, you can't interchange, so that's kind of fun. This is the only one I have, so it's the only one I get to use. But there's that. Someone did comment too, if I remember, because this jacquard strap is too long even at the shortest setting to go around my waist as a fanny pack. I think someone commented to try to use the chain in place of that. It's not long enough for me to use it across the body, but as a fanny pack, let me give it a try, because I know I did try it like across the body and it didn't quite work, so I didn't even give it a chance. But I guess let's figure out together. I don't know if you noticed, but I still have my protective stickers on my actual chain. Like, if it falls off, it falls off. Other than that, pretty much gonna keep it in here. Hopefully it works, because if it does, then It's like a game changer. Now I would have options with this one. The only thing I would say is that my hardware on the mini bum bag has more scratches because this clasp and this clasp, they're always kind of dancing around this hoop right here. So, you know, that's just a difference. And I don't think that, even though this one also has a D-ring, you're probably, I mean, you don't have two chains on here to where it's going to dance around. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I haven't tried this. Okay, so it actually works. Now I'm gonna put my camera back in here just to give it some weight to see if it kind of weighs down. It kind of does weigh down, but I actually do have a shorter chain. I actually bought it from a fashion file. So I'm gonna go grab it and see if it's of a snugger fit for me to be able to wear it as a fanny pack. And if it is, oh my god, thank you so much for that recommendation. But let me go grab that and we can find out together. So here's my chain that comes with the mini bum bag, and the only way I know the difference is, one, because of the length, and two, because of the protective stickers like I mentioned. Here is the other one that I had bought from Fashion File. It is literally the exact same lengths and the same features, except the length is different. Here are the two. So here's the shorter chain. Again, it doesn't have the protective stickers, just to kind of confirm that it's the shorter one, because obviously you can't tell. It's not like this one has any threading, weaving, coloring, or charm. Literally the same. Okay, let me see how that works. Actually, I think this might be my new favorite way to wear this. Let me put this. So it is higher up because obviously I have a little bit of a wider hips than I do waist, but I like that because you can add weight to the actual bag and it's not gonna be too low. But this is cute, like with a dress. Oh my gosh. Thank you for the person who suggested this. I'm gonna try to look for that comment and shout you out right here down below. Okay, so the only thing is that I feel like it has to mainly be in the front part, but on the side, because it's so flexible, it molds to your side just nicely. Like, I don't know why I didn't think about this before or remember about that suggestion. Also, too, one thing that I like about the high rise versus the mini bum bag is the fact that when you're wearing it like this, I honestly don't have like a flat tummy, so it really does conceal more, which is a plus, I feel like. And the way I'm wearing the high rise right now, it kind of very much reminded me of that because it covers like pretty much my entire tummy. So it can happen. The only thing is that you would have to have a bag that already has this particular chain in your collection, or unless you want to hunt for it online in the pre-loved market, that is an option. I'm gonna link the video of where I unboxed this chain down below. I talked about pricing and all that good stuff in there, and then I did link some suggestions or whatever is available from Fashion File directly on that video. So if you are interested, check out that link that's in there to see what Fashion File has available in regards to the chains, right? Okay, so while I have the chain on the high rise, I went ahead and kept it. Just kind of pretend like this isn't there because it really does rub against the emblem right here. It'll create scratches. But if you do have a chain and you want to use it across, you can. I mean, just an option I thought I would share. The only thing is that you see right here, it'll be too close to this leather strap to where it could actually start oxidizing and leaving a stain on the actual leather. So I think the question comes down to, do I have a favorite? The answer is yes, I do. I want to say that my favorite bag between these two bum bags is the mini bum bag, just because of the amount of versatility it has packed into it. But with my recent discovery of just a couple minutes ago that I can wear this as a waist bag as well, I think I might be flipping over to use this one more and kind of give this one a break as well. So they're both really cool bags. As you saw, they pretty much fit the same. It's just a matter of how you want to use it. Like, what are you into? Like, a lot of people might not like this little bag in the fact that you have to, you know, you can't fit the same, but it's going to be a little bit tighter and a little bit of a snugger fit inside of the mini bum bag, whereas here you can just pretty much shove it in there and you can still see it. Now, before I forget, the zipper on the mini bum bag is so finicky to work with, whereas this one, it is, actually I have it open. It is so easy to work with, right? The high rise zipper is so amazing, whereas over here, check this out. Okay, let's close it. I mean, let me find some elevator music. Why don't I? Literally. Okay. Of course, if I was using this as a over the body, the way I have this one, it's much easier to work with compared to trying to close it one-handed. But really and truly, that's about the same kind of situation that happens when I'm trying to access this bag, especially like if I'm like at the cashier and she's giving me change or she's handing me the receipt and I gotta move on. I literally just put everything in here. I don't really close it all the way, just as far as I can get with the zipper, and kind of walk out with the bag pretty much open. Whereas over here it's, I mean, can I just do it again? I mean, it will dance just as you saw. It will dance as I'm picking it up to close it, but it's so much easier to get into this bag compared to this one. So, I mean, are you gonna hate that? Is it gonna get on your nerves? Because they fit the same, then the high rise is pretty much for you. But if you don't mind and you're looking for something, or actually, let me put it this way. If you don't have a lot of Louis Vuitton bags in your collection, you're gonna benefit from this one because you can turn it into a night bag and it's also an everyday bag at the same time if you can fit everything that you need in here. I personally do, and I'm able to use this as an everyday bag just fine. So if you don't have a lot of things in your collection and you really do want a bum bag, I think this one is the way to go. But if you are a lover of handbags and you pretty much have everything, and one, you missed out on the original, and or two, you want something more easier, more hands-free, more, you don't have to worry about it too much, then the high rise is for you. Again, this one, the hardware scratches very easily because it does have two chains on here just by default. Yes, you can control that by only wearing one at a time, but honestly, I think it looks funner with the two together. If you're wearing it as a crossbody to wear this one, I mean, it's been here the whole time. I will say, like, if you pack it, it does kind of move a little bit down, but I mean, this one does too. It'll move down. It won't go down like this, but it'll slide almost like across the body. Both of them will do that too. So just in case you were wondering, something to know because it does happen. I don't know exactly what else I can say about these two bags. They're fun. Like I said, you can wear them anyhow way you wish. There's no rule for anything. Even if we were talking about a whole different bag, like wear your big bag to the movie theater. Who cares? You know what I mean? Oh, this one. It accumulates dust right here. So if that's a pet peeve of yours, then you're pretty much not going to be happy with that. This, just a little bit, like right on top of the vachetta, but not the way this is. This is literally a shelf. You know, if I didn't use this too often or looked in here, I could probably go like this and pick up dust, but I don't have to breathe like that. It will catch some particles in there. I don't know if you can tell. A very simple way to put it is, how do you like your leather? Do you want it crisp and new? Or you don't mind the tan that it naturally has, or actually you love the way it pairs a little bit more with the LV print on the monogram? Then this one, right? And here's another part of that. If you don't mind the way this looks, know that you can get both worlds with the high rise. So just something to think about. I know it's kind of like a lot, like they fit the same stuff, you know, like that's actually what it really does come down to, the content and the fact that this one can get you a little bit more handbag real estate compared to that one. So it's really personal preference, and as far as looks go, they're both easy bags to work with at the end of the day. They're not too fussy. I mean, the zipper is, but even with that, I do kind of like it more. But this is a cool bag too. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a little bit conflicted on what exactly to recommend. I'm very much interested to read your comments on what are your thoughts on both the high rise and the mini bum bag. Which one is your personal favorites? Kind of give us like some, help us out, right? Like, if this one's your favorite, why? This one, same, why? You know, there's pros and cons to both, so it's a little bit tricky to narrow it down. Obviously I have both, so I'm kind of okay. I do think that if Louis Vuitton would have spaced out the premiere of these two bags, like not have it be a few weeks apart, like 6, 8, even a year apart from one another, it probably given me enough time to use the mini bum bag, use it a ton, and kind of like get fed up with it to where this one comes into play and I would be excited about it. But because whenever I did get them, I didn't have the mini bum bag for too long before the high rise came into my collection. I was too kind of obsessed with that one, but I mean, this one has a lot of potential, and now I know another way that I can wear it and that it works. So I think I'm just going to give that one a rest and start using this one a whole lot more. Again, let me know what your thoughts are on both the high rise and the mini bum bag. With that, I know this video is so long, but I want to thank you so very much for spending a little bit of your day with me, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.